And welcome into the ballpark. Happy to have you with us. We've got baseball on the show. It's the Athletics taking on the Seattle Mariners.
And now, please welcome your...
All right, we'll be back to get this one started after this.
Mariners.
Just about set to go now. And towing the slab in this one, Logan Gilbert.
Well, the hammer is in effect, and he sets it up so nicely because of the velocity on the fastball. Will elevate that and then break you off when he's ahead in the count. What I love about him, you get into the later innings of the ball game, and the velocity seems to go up.
And now the right fielder, Lawrence Butler.
Lawrence Butler.
Cut on and lifted in the air. No trouble here. Puts it away for the out. And there's one down. And time now to check out the A's lineup. We could be in for a power showcase today with the wind blowing out. A lot of lift and separate, Chris.
We know hitters are in this era definitely trying to hit the ball in the air regardless of the conditions, but I think even a little more so there's margin for error if you can get the ball up in the air. So, you know, you'll see at times, I'm sure, with 2 strikes, what looks like a half swing that can get out of the ballpark with a hitter who's got decent pop.
Swing and a base hit. So a man aboard now with one away.
The first move felt like a bit of a guess. You have to be right in those spots or things can get away from you awfully quickly.
Number 33, J.J. Bleday.
One gone, runner at first. This is J.J. Bleday. Puts it in the air out towards left center. Rodriguez makes the grab, and there's 2 gone.
Batting fourth, the catcher, Shea Langoliers.
And now a chance for Shea Langoliers. Swing and a miss. There's the slider. It's 0-1.
1 strike.
Swing and a ground ball base hit right field. They take the force out. They don't come much closer than that. Bang, bang play to end the inning. A's nothing. M's coming to bat. You're dialed into the show. Back here with my pal Singy. Towing the slab in today's game, Luis Severino. What do we need to know here about the right-hander?
Well, he comes at hitters with a 5-pitch mix, so for him, it's always interesting to see how he utilizes those weapons. He may lean on 1 or 2 pitches depending on how things are going and how things are working, but if he can control 4 or even 5 of those offerings, look out, hitters. It's going to be a tough day. He's really going to be able to keep those guys off balance.
Here's Victor Robles. Lifted in the air, right center field. Hauls it in for the out. And now we check out the Mariners lineup. This is a veteran-led lineup right here. A lot of players with plenty of experience, Singy.
Yeah, no doubt about that, Boog. These players have been around the game for a long time, and they may not have the flash that they once did, but they've got the wisdom to be able to understand different situations, be able to think with the opponent and sometimes in front of the opponent. And you always seem to see a team like this. They come to the ballpark, they know how to get down to business, and they understand what the job is at hand.
Gets under and pops it up. Soderstrom nabs it, and there's 2 away.
Batting third, the catcher, Cal.
Here's a big power threat. Cal Raleigh.
He's a big, strong guy, can untie this game with 1 swing.
And a foul ball. And he swings and lifts one to deep center field. Going back on this one. Gone! And just like that, they're out front. It's
That's a fun way to take the lead. Just hit one out of the park. I wasn't sure he hit that one as hard as he needed to get it out of here, but it had just enough behind it for the homer. What an attempt at the wall, though. He really gave a terrific effort to try and bring that one back.
Now it's Randy Arozarena. Next offering popped in the air, right field. He's got it, and that is that. But they're off to a good start as they pick up a run on this solo shot. It's now 1-0. Major League Baseball is on the show. Back at T-Mobile Park, new inning getting started. And here's the first baseman, Tyler Soderstrom. Gilbert back to work. In the air, left field, down the line. Reaching down, makes the catch.
That is it. The second baseman, Zach.
Now it's the second baseman, Zach Geloff. Swing and a miss, strike one.
Well, there's a certain point where you have to commit to what you think you see, and he guessed wrong right there. Nasty slider with just terrific bite at the end.
Swing and a foul out of play. 1 out, bases empty. Foul ball, still 0-2.
That wasn't an easy pitch to hit. It's much easier to do damage against mistakes, but that's not what that pitch was.
That one is absolutely belted. Can't get there. Should be extra bases. Throw into third, and the tying runs at second base with a double.
He was all over that one. Got a fastball, middle of the plate, jumped all over it. Absolutely smoked that ball. A chance now to even the score and maybe extend this game.
So here's Brown at the plate. On the ground, right side. Down the line, and it's foul.
As a pitcher, you know the runner on second is ready to push things with his speed. A base hit's probably going to be a big run, so you really have to execute on the mound.
Line drive, and that's a base hit into center field. Throw comes in quickly, and the tying run forced to hold on at third with one away.
Well, that may end up being an at-bat we go back to later on when this game is over. So impressive that he didn't get tied up or jammed on that pitch inside. Instead, good quick hands allowed him to get the barrel to it, just shoot it up the middle of the field for that knock. So now it just comes down to situational hitting to get the tying run home. They've got a
liner, caught it second.
It's never fun going back to the dugout after hitting a line drive that finds a glove, but you will get some high fives. You know, when you make great contact, you feel like you've done everything right. But in this game of baseball, not everything is in your control.
Next up for the A's, Jacob Wilson. Line drive, that's a base hit. In to score is the runner from third. It's an RBI single. It's 1-1.
Comes through with the RBI. You'll often hear the phrase short to it, long through it, and that's a great example of it right there. Got the barrel in the hitting zone early, squared it up with the well-timed swing, and came away with a beautiful line drive into center field.
Lawrence Butler up next for the A's. And fouled off.
Ball game is still tied. They can get out of this inning with a tie game.
Left field. And that lands in no man's land, a foul ball. Ground ball, and that's through the infield. Throw quickly to the infield, and the go-ahead run has to hold up at third with two away.
Back-to-back base hits. He got that front foot down, and pitch recognition was on point. Pretty impressive for an 0-2 count.
Now here is Brent Rooker. 1 for 1 with a single so far. Ripped on the ground a second. They get the force. They limit the damage here. But the RBI single pushes across a run. All even now at 1-1. We head to the bottom of the second. And stepping in for the Mariners, Luke Raley.
You know, this guy's great speed is in the back of that pitcher's mind. If he can get on, it's going to give him one more thing he's got to think about.
Hard ground ball, base knock.
Well, clearly he was ready to hit right there. Got the top of the ball a little bit, but not much. That was hit pretty hard through the infield, so I think he'll be happy with that swing. Definitely generated some good bat speed. And now a chance to maybe get creative on offense with good speed on first.
Now batting Mitch Haniger.
I love this part of the game. Does he really want to try and steal second against this catcher? I know he's fast, but it's pretty risky.
Headed towards the corner, and that is a foul ball. Swing and a ball hit out towards left center field. That's down. One hops off the wall. Raley headed for the plate. He'll score, and the Mariners take the lead. And that keeps him from advancing past second.
Big RBI for him right there. Pretty much just a textbook double into the gap. And when you can drop one in there between the outfielders, you know you're making the turn at first. Just an excellent swing.
Runner in scoring position, no outs. Now it's the shortstop, J.P. Crawford. He swings and fouls one off. Haniger at second with nobody out. And he grounds one to the right side. Geloff. Safe at first as they can't make the play.
Batting it, the third baseman, Jorge Polanco.
The batter now, Jorge Polanco. Fought off foul. Swing and a tapper that rolls foul. Goes down swinging for the strikeout. The high heat too much on that one. So he needed a strikeout there, and he got it. And now we'll see how they play it defensively.
Yeah, now they can move the middle infielders back a little bit, get into double play depth, and look for a ground ball and roll it up, get a big double play, get out of this inning. I tell you what, that was a big strikeout in a spot where they really needed one.
That one back up the middle, and it gets through. In comes some insurance as the runner scores from third. It's an RBI single, and they lead by 2.
Well, no waiting around right there. He was ready to swing it on the first pitch. Just kept it simple, played pepper with the middle of the infield, and took it back where it came from, and there was just no one there to knock it down.
Back to the top of the Seattle order, Victor Robles now at the plate. He was late there, strike one.
0-1.
The 0-1. Line drive, and that's base hit out into center field. Just kind of sliced that one into center.
Hitting is really easy for some guys. One thing that I can see already, his bat stays in the zone on plane for an extended period of time. And guys like that, they have a high contact rate and they have more barrels because of that bat being on plane. And even when you don't get it great, it's still hit hard enough to dunk something in like that in front of the center fielder.
Base hit, 1 run is in. Now 2 runs score. It's 5-1.
Didn't take long to get a result for that at bat. Other than ripping one into the gap or blasting one over the wall, there aren't a whole lot of hits that are more satisfying than a nice line drive into center field. So that definitely felt good.
Runners at the corners here, 1 away. Now the Mariners catcher, Cal Raleigh. That's a base hit as a run scores.
Well done, drives in the run. That's about as textbook as it gets. Got his stride and load out of the way early. He stayed inside that ball and squared it up out front. Man, that was like he was in the cage hitting off a tee.
First and second, 1 out. And now Randy Arozarena. On the ground, could be 2. They get the out on Arozarena.
Now batting, first baseman, Luke.
Next is the
Raley.
speedy first baseman, Luke Raley. 1 for 1 with a single and a run scored so far. It's interesting he plays kind of a power spot defensively, but runs pretty well. Out of line, out towards center. Base hit, 1 run is in. Throw in holds that trail runner at third base. They're at the corners with 2 away.
Couldn't have timed it up any better than that. Everything was on time and fluid in that swing. Got a pitch you could get the barrel on and lined it into center for the knock. Those always feel good.
So 2 on with 2 away. And up next for Seattle, Mitch Haniger. In the air out towards right center. Butler sizes this one up and makes the grab. That is the inning. So a great inning there as they bat around to score 6 times to open up the lead. We played 2 full. It's the Mariners 7 and the A's 1. Well, this game isn't very close, Singy. Let's see if we got any messages from those tuning in today.
I know we got some good stuff in there.
Did you collect baseball cards?
You know, when I was a kid, I used to put them in my back tire of my bicycle so it would sound like a motorcycle. Probably ruined some good cards back then, but don't really have much of a collection. The other day I came across a binder that my wife had in one of the drawers, and my son's got some baseball cards. So we'll be looking to see if there's any kind of retirement income in there.
The batter, the catcher, Shea Langoliers.
Here's a catcher to hit, Shea Langoliers, known for his rocket arm behind the plate. And first offering is fouled off. Swing and a miss, and that's strike 2.
No balls, 2 strikes.
Swings and misses. The A's down to their final out.
That's about as nasty of a splitter as you'll
Now
come
batting,
across,
the
especially
first
in terms of
baseman,
movement.
Tyler
I mean, that thing tumbles out of his
Soderstrom.
hand and just drops off the table at the last moment. If he keeps it down, it's just so tough to put wood on.
Left field, way back there. That one's got a chance. He's got it. Ball game. And the Mariners take this one in a blowout.
I don't care if you're a top team or you're a middle-of-the-pack team. Every ball club wants to be dominant at home. Winning a game like this just helps to boost the confidence and makes you look forward to coming out again for the next one.
And a 7-1 finish in this one. For Chris Singleton and our entire crew here at MLB The Show, thanks for stopping by. I'm John Shambi. Talk to you soon.